The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
We understand an upside-down world, but they're writing us off before we get to the starting line. A stalled generation? Who do you think is gonna fix all this? We will, because our future is the future. The next greatest generation is now.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch it!
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing!
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
We understand an upside-down world, but they're writing us off before we get to the starting line. A stalled generation? Who do you think is gonna fix all this? We will, because our future is the future. The next greatest generation is now.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch it!
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing!
whole entire year. But hey, I'm your host, Bubba Gaddert, Executive Director of the Varsity Esports Foundation. And I am so glad to be here because I also get to be a collegiate esports ambassador for Collegiate Sports Management Group. And tonight, we're going to watch a recording that we actually did last night of two amazing folks from college esports, Nate and Sean. We're going to cue that video up for you guys and send it your way. It'll be a good long stream video that I hope you will learn a little bit from. And then after that, we'll get with Sergeant Flores and talk about Warzone probably. And then an hour from now, we'll jump into a Rocket League match. Okay, I'll let you guys watch the next interview. See you soon. So I'm here with Nate Meeker and Sean Burney, two amazing college esport experts. How are you guys doing?
Doing well. Thank you for having us, Bubba.
Well, thanks for being on the NJCAAE stream. I've known you guys for a while and seeing all the great things you've been doing. I want to jump into some questions, and we're going to do this kind of all three of us here. Nate, let's start with tell me what you do, what school you're at, and how long you've been there.
Sure. So I'm the director of esports at the University of Akron. I've been back here working for the esports program at the University of Akron for about 3.5, 4 years now. So job encompasses pretty much everything under the sun. There's some teaching involved, some curriculum development involved, some recruitment involved, some program coordination involved, some budgetary things involved, some hiring involved, some internship processes involved, pretty much anything under the sun revolving around higher education and admin work. There's a little bit of that to the job for sure. It's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of hours during the day.
Yeah, 100%. I love it, man. All right, Sean, tell me where you're at, what school, and how long you've been there.
Yeah, so I'm the esports director at St. Clair College in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. So a little geography lesson. We're about 10 minutes south of downtown Detroit. Might sound bizarre to think of us in Canada as being south, but we are. Look at the map.
I'm going to have to add a map in here.
Yeah, you have to check that
Visual.
out. But yeah, so we were the first Canadian school to launch in 2017. So we've had a varsity program since then. I also built an academic program which we launched in 2019. So we have, in addition to varsity, we also have a 2-year esports diploma program as well. So my time's kind of split between both of those. Technically, I'm employed by the student union for the varsity job and by the college for the academic job. So I'm kind of wearing two big hats. Luckily, I've been given some help now, so I've got some great staff on board. But like Nate was mentioning, wearing a ton of hats every day is different, and there's a lot of different responsibilities. I think it's just the reality of it is most schools are still looking at esports as something that can be done by one person, and really it's the equivalent to launching a new athletics department. You need to fully flesh it out with a lot of staff. So it's a building process, and we're going to get there eventually. But for us starting this up in the first place, the pioneers, it's a lot of work.
Love it. Well, thank you guys. We're going to talk a little bit about building a community tonight, but we're building actually an online community. But I think building a community outside of that is also pretty important. We're going to talk a lot about college. I do want to kind of look at what you guys have both, you mentioned, and Nate, we talked about it earlier, is the academic side. And I heard, Nate, you were teaching some stuff on campus. I don't know if you guys know, I'm an adjunct professor as well. So I love higher ed, about 8 years for me. So I'm glad we're in this space. And Nate, what's going on academically at Akron that is around esports and gaming?
Sure. So there's a couple different things currently. One, on the official front, we have a certificate program for students that are interested in the realm of the business side of things. So there's folks that are coming into the school and they're looking to get some additional experience. We're able to provide them with some real world experiential learning opportunities to put on events. And they're getting credits to put on these events, learn how these events are organized from professionals in the field. And we're helping push them into the job field with that experience through that degree program. In addition to that, we've got about 40 students currently that are doing internships for us in a variety of different ways. So they're not fully focused curriculum programs, rather they're students who are interested in getting more experience in the realm of esports, and we work with their academic program to offer a paid internship for them. So we've got internships in education, in sports science, in psychology, in sports management, and a lot in the communications realm as well. So students that are interested in these different areas can get paid while they're going to school to get that experience that is, to be totally honest, so hard to get when it's not a completely voluntary activity. And then that in turn helps them or helps guide them into the job field afterwards.
Yeah, love it, love it. Thanks, Nate. Sean, what's going on academically around gaming and esports with the Saints?
Yeah, so I mentioned before we launched our academic program in 2019. So it's a 2-year diploma program. Basically, at its core, you could look at it basically like a sports and rec management program, except we're kind of taking out the sports classes and building new esports classes to take their place, right? So, for example, this semester I'm teaching intro to esports. I'm teaching intro to sports management, and to the first years, and then to the second years, I'm teaching an administration of esports projects capstone course. So the first year is really spent kind of giving students the basic foundations of sports management, esports knowledge, and then some content creation and that kind of stuff as well. And then by the time they get to the second year, they're able to put that stuff to the test and do real world projects. So, for example, we've got students partnering with a local, esports bar that's in town to run events there. We've got other groups that are creating like educational content. They've done a couple of Q&A sessions with, one was with like a pro level Rocket League commentator. One was with actually an esports director at another school from Texas. So they're putting on, these little podcasts to help teach students, their fellow co-students, like where to go after education, how do they get jobs in the field, that kind of stuff. So yeah, just a mix of business, a mix of content creation, a mix of esports. That's kind of what our program is meant to do.
Wow.
Hopefully in 2 years they graduate and they're ready to take my job or something.
Now, you talked about recreation sports management. Now, for me, I love this side of it. I worked in sports for 20 years. My degree is actually recreation management. How do you guys see that correlation? I know we're esports. We're a bit of a gatekeeping ecosystem and community. But how do you see the parallel that I think we all have talked about in many, many ways to many different people on many different panels? But I really want to hit that is the parallel between that sports management, academic side, recreation management, and how it really ties in. I guess, Sean, really to you, how are you using that right now in the first part of your, I guess, intro and that first part of your curriculum?
I think the biggest thing I'm trying to get across to the students is in esports, you often see two groups that are doing it wrong. You see the group that is coming fully from the academic side or fully from the athletic side and trying to take it and port it over 100%. Okay, so you've got that group doing it, and there's a lot of things from athletics that just don't work in esports. Then you've got this other group on the esports side that are completely ignoring 100 years, 150 years of athletics history and saying, we don't want any of that. Like all of those lessons you've learned, we don't want to learn anything from them. So both of those groups are kind of doing it wrong, in my opinion. It's the group in the middle who's like, okay, I understand esports, I understand athletics, like where do these things fit? Like what can I learn from esports? What can I ignore? And that kind of stuff. And that's what I'm really trying to get across to students is like, like this specific example happened in athletics and we see it happening again in esports. Why does it have to happen again? Why can't we learn from those mistakes and, that kind of thing. So,
yeah.
That's where I see it is, I think you can learn from what has happened in athletics and bring it over to esports, but I also think you shouldn't 100% take everything from athletics and try to force it into esports.
Yeah, good mix, Sean, for sure. I mean, the mix is important. I think Nate, you're doing it right. When I think about what your program has established, tell me, Nate, about the start of your esports program. I mean, how many years ago was that? I can't remember. And where do you live? What department do you live under?
Sure. So we're late 2017 was the inception of the program, going into 2018, launching the facilities on campus. And we've had a couple different houses on campus. A lot of different things were talked about from the onset. You know, like as Sean mentioned, athletics was talked about as a potential home. Academics was talked about as a potential home. We started off in the honors college on campus. That wasn't the perfect fit. Currently, we are in student life on campus, which does feel like a pretty good fit for many parts of the program for us, where we've got aspects that are very similar to traditional student life type activities, where we're providing club experiences for students, we're providing opportunities for students to connect. It's a retention program, so it makes a lot of sense. And then there is that varsity component, which does have a lot of an athletic feel. And as Sean mentioned, we're trying to do our best to pull the best parts out of sports management and say, these fit what our program is doing, these fit the needs of our program, and these fit the future directions of our program to try and provide the best experience for the students that are on those varsity teams. But there's been a lot of schools that have worked it in a different way and are experiencing success with that. So I don't think it has to be in one particular home or area. It just has to have the right guidance within the area that it sits in.
Now, is your school, how does funding work in your school, and who's supportive of all this, of all the esports programming that you do?
Yeah, we were honestly pretty lucky. Early on, our administration has been very supportive of us. It was led from the top down. Our president started the initial push at the time in 2017 to bring an esports program to campus. It was supported by the board, and then on down through academics, and then the students obviously are very supportive of us as well. For us, it's been great to be able to see those different components come together. Well, the administration has seen what it's provided to the students, the staff has seen what it's provided to the students, and then the students are then able to go back to the administration and the staff and say, look what this program has brought for us. How can we potentially incorporate it into other areas on campus? For us, funding primarily works as we're a general fund unit. So we're funded by student fees or from the fees that are paid in from the state, which has worked out pretty well. We haven't needed to charge students to use the facilities or anything like that. So it's all free for the students. It's another student service on campus. And that's been a very positive experience for our students as well.
Awesome. Sean, where does esports live at St. Clair?
So I'll start with like the easy part of the question, which is the academic program. Our esports administration program is housed in the School of Business on the academic side, and funded through tuition like any other academic program. The varsity program is housed under the student union, which our student union is technically a separate not-for-profit from the school. It's kind of almost like a symbiotic relationship. So we're housed under the student union. Our student union also oversees like a lot of the food services and a lot of the clubs and various student activities and stuff like that. So that was kind of where we ended up falling early on. And when we were having the conversations in 2016, there were people from athletics at the table as well. They kind of pushed us away, and for a different reason than you might think. Athletics is a little bit different in Canada. It's not on the same scale, the same level as it is in the US. Like you look at most of our facilities and you'd be like, yeah, it's a high school facility, cool. But no, this is a college facility. Like it's different. Like it's a whole different scale. We don't have football stadiums with 100,000 people in them for college football. It doesn't happen. So they kind of steered us away because I think we would have hit our ceiling a lot faster if we were housed under athletics. So under the student union, we actually have more freedom to build the program we want it to be. And my vision and the vision that I've been talking about from the beginning is we've got this kind of window of opportunity to build a program that can compete against the top schools in the US. None of our basketball team, football team, whatever, they can't compete against American schools at the top level, but our esports teams can. And I think we have the window of solidifying ourselves in that position. So that's what we're doing. Now, in terms of funding, really, we're taking money from a variety of different places and building out our budget. It doesn't come from one specific direction, but a big chunk of it is sponsorship. We do have some really solid sponsors on board. Subway, Tim Hortons our alumni association is a huge sponsor of the program. We brought on Crunchyroll this year, which is kind of like an anime streaming service, as a sponsor, and they're helping us out a lot. So that's probably the biggest pool of money for us. Uh, we utilize student work study positions wherever we can. So we're lucky to have to be able to pull from like a work study pool to create some of our positions. So that helps us out as well. Um, and then we also have some that's coming from student fees, kind of in a indirect way, right? Because the student union does get a certain portion of student fees, and then we get a little portion of that. So in the long run, where do I think things go? I think we'll end up at some point being able to get an actual esports student fee, just like athletics has. We're just not quite there yet. Hopefully within the next couple of years we can get there. We're still, even though our esports program, I would say, is doing things that our athletics program has never done before already, we're still functioning on like a fraction of their budget. So
yeah,
I think we'll be able to, even just from the viewership perspective alone, like I think October, November, we've had, over 500,000 views each month, right? And it's kind of wild to think our athletics program would probably take them 10 years to get that viewership. So, so I think over time I'll be able to convince them and get some like an actual esports student fee in place eventually, but we're not quite there yet.
Yeah, and you mentioned the stadiums with 100,000 people. I think there's a lot of good football, Nate, where you're around. Is there football in the area? Is that a big deal?
Yeah, football is a pretty big deal in the state of Ohio. One of the 100,000 person college stadiums that Sean was referencing is 45 minutes down the road from us. Or actually, we are currently, because we're in Columbus right now, we're about 15 minutes away from that stadium.
How many other Division I esport programs are competing at your level, competing against you or with you?
So, I guess it depends on how you look at it. I don't really like to point a finger at the varsity level and say that's really what we should be setting the bar to, because I think we're excluding a lot of students that could potentially be interested in the program. So at the varsity level, if we're only looking at that, there's very few D1 schools that are doing what we're doing in the States. And there's probably a million reasons why a lot of them haven't really bought in yet. If you're looking at an overall level, we've been lucky enough to have the funding to be able to hire 3 amazing professional staff members. I've got 42 students that work for the program in some capacity or another. There's half a dozen programs around the country that would be a competitor for us in that. And there are a lot more that are currently building out those programs right now. But I think the main hesitancy so far has just been schools are unable to identify where they may be able to find the funding for these programs. And they're having a hard time finding professionals to work in the field. So if you're a student out there who's perhaps watching, would definitely encourage you to get involved. If you've got a high school program, if you've got a college program, get involved, get that experience, go out there and be the next Nate or Sean moving into the field for sure, because we definitely need more professionals.
Building that community, is there recreation programs happening at your institution that are helping build that community for not only the gamers but the fans and the students on campus?
Yeah, definitely. So I'd say it's mostly targeted to students. Fans are probably more of alumni fans of the program, rather than what your traditional athletic fans would be, where it's regional or city based. But we do get a lot of alumni connections, like as Sean mentioned, which is very good for your funding overall, because they're able to come back in, make some donations to the program. Maybe they're funding scholarships for the program or equipment for the program. But yeah, we definitely do. We're doing weekly or nightly events for community type things. Some of these are recreational in nature. Some of them are competitive in nature. It kind of depends on the game title. And we follow along with whatever the new game title is out or whatever's popular for the students that are playing. We're hosting a couple of events per week for those type of games, getting folks to come out, broadcasting the events, making sure that folks are engaged. They've got something that is keeping them engaged on campus and with one another. But it's very important in that community building aspect to build out those connections, not only at your internal college, but finding opportunities for your students to connect outwards with other students at other colleges or potentially high schools if you're looking to connect that way, so that they can build out their programs and then you can connect more students that way as well.
Love it. Sean, a little bit of analytics question here for your Twitch streams, if you look at that stuff, you said the viewer amount. How do you think that's panning out for local? When I talk about community here, I'm thinking, and Nate touched on it, like local fans that would come, or let's say they come to your football game, right? Because all the fans buy tickets, and that model we've talked about, where you're getting a lot more viewers. Is there going to be a shift in esports, do you think, to what you're doing, to where the fans are really watching, and maybe it's not local, it's the other teams? Is it the alumni that Nate mentioned? I guess first of all, where are those viewers coming from, Sean?
I think the viewers right now, it's not like local fan bases or anything like this. It's generally viewership on some of the high level competitions. Like if you get a team into the CRL, for example, for Rocket League, which is the highest level of competition, those streams are getting 20, 30,000 viewers every weeknight, right? So there's a lot of views there. If you're getting in a top level Call of Duty team, Call of Duty was getting some really good numbers last year as well, 10 or 15,000 viewers. Additionally to that, prior to the pandemic, we were running weekly Super Smash Bros. Events. Those events, maybe live viewership is fairly low, but you get a lot of recorded viewership. A lot of our clips were getting picked up on a weekly basis and inserted into highlight videos that were getting hundreds of thousands of views, right? So we haven't had that for the last year and a half because of the pandemic. So our viewership currently has been mostly from a little, like a decent chunk from coming from our own live viewership and YouTube video views and that kind of thing, but a large chunk coming from stuff like the CRL or high level Call of Duty, CCL, stuff like that, and a few other broadcasts that get picked up that get good viewership. Eventually, I do believe esports will get to the point where we'll have more of like your traditional fan base for the big programs, for the well established programs. I do think we're maybe even potentially even a couple decades away from that, to be quite honest. What we're gonna have to wait to see is like the big. We have to wait for current students to eventually graduate, start families, bring their kids to games. That kind of stuff. That's where you're gonna start to see those big fan numbers. So we're not there right now.
Yeah.
We have our facility coming in the early part of next year. We do have an area for viewership for spectators and that kind of thing, but we're only planning to at most seat 100 to 200 people. And that would be for extreme big events. On a regular weekly broadcast at night, I would expect somewhere around 20 to 40 people to hang out and watch games. That's kind of where we're at for viewership, I'd say. And most programs are there right now. Collegiate viewership outside of some of these high level streams like CRL, CCL is not really that good. But some of them have been able to do it. The high level competition has been able to do it. And I think over time, we're going to continue to see that creep up and higher.
So, I mean, Nate, this is kind of why we're talking about online community building, is how do you shape the atmosphere and the intensity when it's maybe just online streaming, or is there something else involved, like integrating chat or Discord, or what's helping when it comes to online community building and activating fans or viewers while you're watching esports?
Sure. I think for us anyway, Discord has definitely been the biggest piece to that puzzle because it's allowed a wide range of students to join. They don't have to be interested in the competitive esports. They don't have to be interested in the titles that we're playing at the varsity level. They might be interested in Minecraft, or they might be interested in whatever the newest MMO is. They might just be interested in the community building of aspects to it. But that allows them to join a community of gamers and in an environment that they're comfortable joining, because for the most part, many of them have a variety of Discord servers that they're already engaging with. That allows us to help build that community. And then maybe some of those folks transition into fans of the varsity program, or maybe not rabid fans, but they're active viewers, active chatters if we're on Twitch or YouTube, wherever it might be. And then as we kind of gradually build that out and they feel more connected to the school itself and the brand itself and the mascot itself and the logo itself, then we can maybe hopefully, like Sean was saying, down the line, build that fan base out, build that fan base from the folks that have graduated, that have been a part of that program, whether or not they were part of that varsity program or not, they were part of a wider, more inclusive community. So building out that inclusive community in Discord and not just making it a competitive haven for the folks on the varsity team is definitely the biggest number one step, I would say.
I wanted to throw out, if you're watching there on Twitch, this is the NJCAAE webinar series, and we've got some great guests. We've got Nate and Sean, two college esport experts, and we're talking about building community. And please stick around on the Twitch channel as there's more to come, as well as Rocket League tournament going on later and Army National Guard representatives. But Nate, when we think about that building community, you hit on a lot of good points. You both hit on a lot of really good points. But first, I have a fun question before we get back in. What are your favorite video games right now?
Right now or of all time? Those are very different questions.
Both. So all
both.
time
Okay,
and now. Get to thinking.
Okay, so I mean, of all time, I have to go with Counter-Strike 1.6. That's my go-to. It's what I played competitively when I was younger. So of all time, got to go with Counter-Strike 1.6. Right now, man, that's a tough question. I don't really have time for games a whole lot right now. I played a little bit of New World last month. That's the new flavor.
A little bit of New World is oxymoron, don't you know?
Yeah,
people get into it and never leave.
I guess it'll go to that right now, but I'd probably still default to CSGO if I had to take a pick. If you had a gun to my head.
Well, figuratively and literally, I hope not. But Sean, favorite game of all time and what you're playing right now?
I don't know if it's my favorite of all time, but the one that jumped out in my mind, if I had to pick one game, would be like the Civilization series. Not an esport, but one that I can dump a ton of hours into, and I think it can keep me entertained for a long time. What am I playing right now? I haven't been playing a lot. Similar to what Nate said, it gets harder and harder. But I was playing a little bit of Pokemon Unite for a while, and then last night I just plugged back in the controller on the PC and played a little bit of Hades, if you've ever played Hades. So I jumped back into that. So that's kind of what I've been playing. Plan to probably play Hades for a couple more days until I get bored of that, and then we'll see what's next. When I can find one become available, I'm going to pick up a new Xbox and jump into Halo. It's a little bit harder. I have a little one in the house now, and the nursery shares a wall with my office, so I can't play on my PC into the late hours of the night like I used to. Things change, so I got to go back down to living room gaming. So I got to get myself a console if they ever become available.
Yeah, playing with the boys and yelling at hackers is not doable very much with that wall. Nate, what's up?
Give Sean some props for the Hades call out. Good game. I don't know about the controller aspect, but yeah, good game.
I started on playing it with mouse and keyboard, but then I plugged an Xbox controller in, and it was a game changer for me. I love that game on
That's a good. It is a good game. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
So all this kind of engagement here, we're talking about what people like, what video games, what they play. That's the community I think that is built probably in your Discords and with the students on campus. Do you guys have, like, in your student union, do you have esport arenas or labs or something? I think you mentioned, Sean, maybe like 100-seat place. What do you have for physical space, Sean?
Yeah, so my school, way before I was there, back in about 2005, they opened up an open gaming lab, I guess, with 30 Alienware PCs in it. And the reason they did that was because they just wanted the students to stop downloading video games on the workstation machines. So they're like, okay, you guys can just keep doing this over and over. We'll give you some space. So 2005, that opened up. And it was just kind of a room off on its own. Anybody go there and use it to game whenever you want. So there was no kind of organized structure around it. Eventually, I came on board in 2017, and obviously that space already existed, but we didn't really want to just take that space over. We wanted to remain open for general population student use. So we built some smaller varsity facilities. So there was that 30 station room that was kind of open to students. We would use it for slightly larger things here and there, like tryouts and whatnot. And then we built another pair of rooms with 6 stations in them each. And that's what we've generally been working out of for the last couple years, is those 12 machines. So you don't need a lot to build a space to get yourself started in varsity.
Well, I've heard, and I don't know if this is true for you, Nate, as well, but or either one of you, really, Nate, I'm going to you on, having a gaming lounge or a center or some sort of gaming looking facility in your student union, I feel like is probably a good recruitable space for space for to walk recruits through or even potential students.
Yeah, we have three, and so it certainly does help with the recruitment aspect of things. So we've got one that's up in the football stadium, very visible. Another one that's in the student union, visible again, and then another one that's in the honors college that kind of acts as a free play gaming type of area where folks who are in the central dormitories on campus can kind of filter down there and utilize that space. And again, a fairly visible area. They've been using it heavily to do general student recruitment as well. It's something that you can sign up for to see the esports facilities, and they'll take you through the spaces and show you what's going on. And it's been a good tool for the university to engage a potential student audience with.
That's great. And does it help when high school seniors are coming onto campus and saying, "Oh, there's the fitness center, there's the bookstore, there's a gaming lounge," when we know 97% of teenagers play video games? Is that helpful, I think, for high school
Certainly,
seniors?
certainly. Yeah. It's something where we bring a lot of high school seniors specifically to see the esports facilities on campus.
Love that. Well, as we wrap up here tonight, and I really appreciate all the insight and information, and like I said, you guys are experts in this field, and that's why we brought you on. We wanted to learn more. As we wrap up, though, building online community, is there something that schools need to know that has been successful when it comes to social media, or obviously the streaming, or influencers, or activations, TikTok? Is there something in the online community helping build that outside of Discord that we know is really successful for building community? I guess engagement. Is there engagement that you guys are activating when it comes to other kinds of social media?
I think the one thing I'll say, and this is kind of just in general, whether it's online or offline, is a lot of schools are launching varsity programs thinking this will solve my problem and we're going to engage a ton of students through varsity. The issue is varsity, like, unless you have unlimited scholarship budgets, varsity is only going to like target that top 1% of your student gamer population, right? So in general, if you're just looking to engage students, you're better off building things like weekly Smash Bros events or casual drop in and play gaming events. Like things like that are going to be much more useful tools for student engagement, that kind of thing. So to give an example, about 2018, maybe late 2017, I just started assigning a work study student, go into this busy area, like near the cafeteria kind of thing, set up 4 or 5 stations, and we'll buy a banner that says drop in open gaming. And then I just want you to sit there and I want you to count how many people come in and use it. And he was getting to like 300-400 students, like unique students dropping in the span of 2 hours, to coming in to play. That just shows you the power of gaming and what it can do. And these are students that were probably sitting around between classes, bored, looking for something to do, and then all of a sudden we're providing it. Those students are going to go home and they're going to be much more, fulfilled with how their day went, because they're going to feel like they accomplished something, they had fun, they met people, they socialized, versus the students that were just kind of sitting around twiddling their thumbs for 2 hours in between class. So I think that's a really big important part, and a lot of startup varsity programs are kind of completely missing that, and they're thinking, yeah, we're gonna get the best Rocket League team in the world, but guess what? You have the best Rocket League team, you've helped 3 students.
Nate, what do you think? Community, social media, how does it play in? What kind of influence is there to build a community there through different social media channels?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some impact there. I would say I would caution against, especially if you're a smaller school or a smaller institution starting it out, I would caution against trying to reinvent the wheel. Your institution most likely has social media arms already in existence. That's a great way to start the outreach. You might not get all of that community, but you can start there for sure. Whether it's email, whether it's they're using Twitter, they're using Facebook, whatever it might be. Maybe not Facebook for this generation, but whatever they're using now, get aboard with that, send your message out that way, and then start building the community. For us, we're really active in Discord. We're really active on Twitter. We're really active on Twitch. We're dipping our toes into the TikTok water so far. We're trying to see how that goes, but I would encourage them to try different ways, try different methods of connecting with students, see what works. Sean's example of doing the offline stuff, that's equally as important to the online stuff. But trying to do both things and connect them together will definitely help you engage more students on your campus.
Twitter, Discord, and TikTok, those are the places where these students live right now, and probably some other new platform that's up to tomorrow or next week. But if you guys are schools out there looking for support, that's a great point, Nate, about using kind of a jumping off point with leveraging the coattails of the social media of your campus and your institution. But yeah, if you're out there looking to get sponsors, Facebook is a place to go, because that's those people with a disposable income who are running businesses for sure. And any last thoughts, things we need to know about your program or community building?
If you're looking for more information about the University of Akron's program, uakron.edu/esports. Go Zips.
I guess I'll throw ours out there too. stclairsaints.ca. That's our main website. At Saints Gaming CA on pretty much every platform out there. Like Nick mentioned, mostly Twitter, Discord, and Twitch these days. Those are kind of the main three platforms we're focused on, and most esports programs really are right now.
Well, thank you guys. This has been great. I've learned a ton. I always love engaging with experts in the college space, because there is a lot that we have seen develop over the last few years, if not the last 6 months. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for being on the show tonight, and see you guys later.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for watching our interview with Nate and Sean, really some just amazing coaches that know so many different things. I learned a lot last night when we recorded that. But hey, I've got another guest, and we are live right now. Not a recorded session, but I'm here back with not Corporal Flores, but Sergeant Flores. Let's go. How are you, sir?
Yeah. Doing good. Got a little promotion, so it's kind of nice.
Nice. So tell me, how does that work? I don't know how that works. What, do you walk in some line and then go? I don't know how that works.
Bubba's audio here.
Oh, my bad. I went through. My bad. I muted Discord. How does that work? I look like an idiot. I look like a robot. Do you walk up to stage? Is there like a ceremony to get a promotion?
Oh, so there's a couple things you have to do, right? So one of the biggest things about the National Guard is career progression, right? So whether you're just in it for a short time, your initial contract, or you want to stay for a while, depends. Everybody's, pathway is different. You end up going to leadership school, and you have to check the boxes on a couple of different things as well. Being physically fit, passing your leadership course, passing a bunch of other different courses, and obviously going through a board, getting reviewed, and then you get your promotion. So now I'm a non-commissioned officer, and I lead people, which I have been doing, but now in a more official position.
Okay, so obviously I'm just realizing it's not just like the movies where there's some some parade.
There is a promotion ceremony.
Oh, okay.
But it's not that grand. Yeah, no, it's normally within your own unit, your own colleagues and stuff. So it's if anything, for me, it's a little bit more meaningful, right? It's a little more personal.
Yeah. Well, I like the movie Stripes. Little Bill Murray. Is it Dan Aykroyd or the other guy from Ghostbusters? The other guy, Egon, and that ceremony where they dress up. Anyways, so hey, we're talking about video games as well while we're
Absolutely.
here. But the two coaches, Nate and Sean, we were talking about building an online community. This webinar series tonight here on the NJCAAE and the Army National Guard webinar series, which is our last one for the year, by the way.
Yes.
And you've been, I think, about 4 or 5 of them, maybe. This year?
A few, yeah. I've lost count. They've been fun.
Yeah. And you've been at different locations, which I like.
Yes.
And wait a second, what is that? You might have to show us your computer back there.
Oh, that's one of my computers. So that's kind of my pyramid PC build. I've got 6800 XT, 3070 in there, and like a Ryzen 9 and a couple of other stuff. Yeah,
if you're
so
in the
it's
chat,
pretty neat.
say yes to this amazing looking computer.
It's one way to spend $300 on a case.
No,
just wanted something a little bit different. It is sharp. I've cut myself on it. I've gotten better though, so now I kind of watch myself.
That's right. NJCAAE says they want one. We'll get one, Matt. Well, talking about building online community, we've got about 20 minutes here before the Rocket League matches start up.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to get some insight from you in esports, in Army, when it comes to building online community. How does that work with Army esports? Is there Discord? Is there Twitter? What's building that community for you guys?
Yeah, so both the U.S. Army Esports and the Army National Guard have our own Discords. So when it comes to building teams, right, and this is obviously synonymous with universities, you kind of draw talent from within, right? And then obviously you get your scholarships going and stuff. But essentially, like how I created our Rocket League team, well, I got into the manager position, but from there kind of, hit the ground running, is you start off with your community. Players within your community can shine, and we've had players that weren't necessarily the best at time of tryouts, but over time we work with them, we help them refine, and they ended up being some of our starters. So it's one of those things of just talent management and listening to the community and being able to find those individuals within it is huge. And that can be from anything with, even doing weekly events, right? Hey, maybe every Wednesday night we're going to do, Rocket League 6-mans, in-house 6-mans, and we all play and, get random teammates, have a blast. Try to see who gets the best clip on whoever, and then it devolves into normally people kind of 1v1ing each other. It's a lot of fun, but that's how you get to building that community. Obviously scout talent, because you should always be scouting talent, not just on the player side, but maybe someone gets excited and, wow, they're a great shoutcaster. Can you shoutcast a match? Or, hey, somebody's really organized. Like the person, right? They carry their little journal or their binder, their calendar, and everything's super outlined beautifully. I am very envious of you if you're listening. But yeah, so they can help, do a lot of the team support stuff, right? Like scheduling scrimmages, getting people ready for tournaments. There's all these additional roles that you can find from within your community. And most importantly is, sharing those milestones together that, hey, we had, 10 plus viewers, 50, 100, and you do these watch parties, right? Because our team's been practicing. We've all seen them grow. And maybe it's going towards the end of the semester, right? We're going into, the playoffs, the finals, and having that homegrown watch party, people cheering for you, be it, on Twitch virtually with emotes and stuff. It's pretty big. And having a community, a good solid base of a community can help the rest of your program all the way through.
Wow, I love that. So this online community, can you tell me more about, are there any just stories that you can think of that were maybe touching or exciting, or some rally cry worth of experience that was, an event that you guys first place, second place, whatever it was? Are there any stories around this community that you can think of that you can share with us?
I would say one of the biggest ones was kind of our highest point, right? We started off obviously having these community nights, and then from there it evolved into, hey, we're going to host tryouts. If you've played here, definitely put your name in the hat. And then trying out, getting a team. And we went to, in the open qualifiers for RLCS, we went into day 2, missed day 3 by 1 game, 1 goal to be specific. But it was one of those things that the rest of the community was super involved, and we're all cheering each other on. And it was awesome. So after the match, the guys got back out because they were obviously in their own little, voice channel for comms. They jumped in with a chat and everybody's congratulating them. And it was very heartwarming. It was nice because it's kind of an effort of the entire community, not just those individual players. So for me, that's got to be one of the biggest ones.
Yeah. You said 1 golf as in the
military
1 goal. Oh, I thought you
1
said
goal,
golf.
like a goal.
Goal, yeah. Gotcha. I thought we were talking military code because it made me think. If you do you say golf instead of GG?
No, we say GG. It's
Okay.
GG's the only way.
Good.
GG easy. I mean,
as you can see, my name is very long, my last name. So I tend to, on the phone, G is in golf, A is in alpha, E is in echo. I try to do that, but I have no military service.
Yeah.
So I'm.
Yeah, it's very
trying to
efficient.
help.
If you don't know it, learn it. It really does help out, especially with a super easy name like Gettert to pronounce and write down.
Yes.
Comes in handy.
Yeah. I usually, the older gentleman on the back of the other call is like, "Oh, you served in the military, son?" No, I didn't, because I'm too heavy.
Yeah.
Lots of reasons.
And it's and that's another good point. A lot of times it's not for everyone, right? So it's definitely a career path. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, that's fine too, right? It's always good to know who serves within your community, and when natural disasters happen, we're the ones that go out there. So it's always nice knowing that people from within your hometown are there to help you out. So it's nice.
No, when we're talking, I'd like to dig into the Army National Guard, and you talked about careers. Can we get a little more highlight about? And we've talked a lot about this over the past couple of series, but I really want to hit the point here tonight as we wrap up for the rest of the year, is career opportunities that can really help these communities that you're talking about. You've mentioned it tonight with how they can be a part of this community, but when I think about that, and gamers out there, students that are 17, 18, 19, 20, what are some opportunities for them through the Army National Guard that are career opportunities, which could lead to something like games in the military?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things is, and I've said this in previous conversations, is developing yourself, right? How do I master myself and get better at certain things? So unfortunately for a lot of us gamers, we're really confident and good talking on Discord or in game, but when it's in person, it's a little bit different, right? So within the Army National Guard, even from those basic skills, you get better at public presentation, actually being put in leadership positions, even at when you first start off. And, being able to work as a team is huge because, with a lot of different esports programs, I don't have a whole lot in common with a Super Smash Brothers player, but with Rocket League, they're my people, right? So you still have kind of differences within your esports community. However, you can still tie that in together, whether it be a common goal or being able to find those little things that, that you do have in common. So I think with the National Guard, it does help you be more adaptable to be put in different teams, because often, like for natural disasters, we don't do our primary missions for that. But with all of our other training, we're adaptable and we can do that. We can do, hurricane response, natural fire disasters and stuff like that. And it's just about like, hey, these are my skills and I can do this, that, or the other. As far as career opportunities themselves, they're pretty massive. I mean, we have over 100 plus jobs. I don't know all of them. I still run into people in uniform. They say, hey, this is my job. Like 35 November, I'm like, what? It's like signal intelligence analysts. Like they're doing all the cool guy stuff in the basement, right? Reading code and intercepting stuff, doing all the analysis. But I mean, even, medics and stuff like that. I work alongside one of our League of Legends players. He's an X-ray technician, 68 Papa, I think. We're joking about it in the office. We're like, we've never heard of that. But that's what he does. He takes X-rays for the Army, and he does that part-time too. So it's really crazy of what you can get out of it. I've even met teachers that are in the Guard that picked a completely different job. They're like, I just want to do something fun and exciting. Has nothing to do with their actual civilian career, but they just wanted that, and that's helping them pay for their masters. And hey, more power to you, right? But for those that, hey, I can help this line up with my civilian career, or hey, I'm going to school for computer science, right? Well, as a 35 November, are able to get top secret clearances, work with 3-letter agencies, stuff like that.
Whoa.
And you tie that up with your degree. So by the time you're done with your service, you're basically finishing up your degree just about the same time. And now you're looking pretty, right, for employers out there. There's definitely advantages.
It's funny that you mentioned about the people maybe in intelligence. I have a buddy at church who just got back. He's in the military. He just got back from not somewhere else. I guess probably shouldn't mention where he's coming from, but and then he's talking about certain things he'd been doing, and I was like, is that just your cover? Are you really in the CIA or something? And we like to give him a hard time.
Yeah, no, you'd be surprised. You do get to work on a lot of cool things, a lot of very important things, of course. But it does make you. I mean, we have guys and gals that end up getting out of the service, and they get some. You'd be surprised at the job offers they get because of their
Wow.
expertise and that experience. I mean, we know that everywhere, right? Everywhere you apply, they want like 25 years of experience, and you're only 23 years old. So it's that really comes in a clutch,
Yeah.
if you will. But yeah, and
Yeah.
even it helps us too when we focus on the esports side of the house because hey, we all come from different backgrounds. A lot of people like playing MMOs, fighting games, Rocket League FPSs, MOBAs. So having a varied talent pool of people that are masters at their craft in their particular job, they bring in a little bit of this and that to our esports program. And then even some of our guys who just happen to be really good at playing and they're very personable. We had two of our guys actually yesterday. They were actually the ones that played with me when we scrimmaged Lackawanna High School. Lackawanna College.
Yeah.
They played with Musty yesterday. And then they're probably going to be playing with Sizz from NRG on the 22nd too. So cool little opportunities there. It's like, hey, you serve, and then you also get an opportunity to play with a pro, and that's massive. It's fun.
Man, well, you're hitting on something I want to kind of wrap the session up with. Before we're going to go to Rocket League here soon. We got about 6-7 minutes before there's a break and there is a Rocket League match going on.
Yeah.
But you mentioned people playing with each other, and tomorrow I think it's almost finalized. We are potentially going to be playing some Warzone together after months of talking about it, and you offering me to hit you up in Discord, and me never doing it. We're gonna play and stream tomorrow. Sorry, I'm not Stone Mountain. I'm not Teep. And you'll have to carry me. I know you play with those guys.
I think you can carry me probably. We'll see. 'Cause sometimes it's it could be one of those days where you're having a great day, or you could have the opposite. So we'll see what Warzone gives us tomorrow.
The Warzone gods will hopefully be nice to us, and let's start in my lobbies because I've been having pretty easy lobbies. But it's those lobbies where there's like 6 people all hiding in a bunch of different houses close to each other, just waiting and being quiet because it's that. I mean, I did the same thing when I was first playing. But so tomorrow,
that's scary because you're running through a building and then just like they jump out at you. Whoa.
Yeah, I'm just pushing, picking up stuff, picking up money, and then there's just a guy just. And they always get headshots for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
As long as they can shoot real close, that's good.
Yeah, I tend to ADS too much. I don't know if that's a thing for a lot of people when I shouldn't.
Yeah,
well,
every game is different. I mean, every FPS, even how you approach certain sectors of the map and stuff. So for all those people that get really sweaty out there, they know exactly what they're doing. But if we just play casually like we do, I mean, I think what's more important is the company. Not so much.
There we go. Yeah, we're gonna have fun. So if you are back around tomorrow around 4 p.m. Eastern, anyone watching right now, and we'll push this out, we're gonna play with some Army National Guardsmen. Is that right? The right terminology there? Army National Guardsmen?
That's correct.
Guards people.
Guardsmen for now. We'll see where that goes. But I mean, overall, with us, we all wear a uniform, and it's nice. We're all same, different but same. To quote that movie.
I think I was thinking of Hot Fuzz, the movie, where he says, "Are you a policeman?" That's a police officer. Oh, are you a policeman officer? So, good movie. Can't watch too many movies over and over. But Doctor Sergeant Flores. I mean, you're a doctor. Let's just say that.
No,
Sergeant Flores.
Not at all.
You're a doctor of Warzone. We'll find out tomorrow. 4 p.m. Eastern. We'll be streaming maybe here or on my LinkedIn, some places, and we'll have some fun. Hopefully, getting some dubs. And
absolutely.
These other guys that you may be bringing in, are they good?
Pretty good. We might have actually right before that. 2 of our guys are going to be streaming with Joe and Iceman Isaac. So they're going to be pretty warmed up, and we'll see if we can snag them if they're still available. But if not, we do have a pretty solid crew to run with.
Yeah, I would love to have someone on my team that has just played with Joe who's breaking ankles and just putting people on skates.
We actually our Army National Guard team, I want to say about 2 months ago, they did a duos tournament against Joe, and I forgot who his partner was, and they beat him. So they actually took him out. Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised at the talent you find within your own organizations, whether it's the Army, whether it's your university or college. So definitely for all the coaches out there, always be scouting. Talent is, I would just come out of the woodwork sometimes, and you just have to be looking at the right time to catch them, and you'll run into some amazing people.
Well, Sergeant Flores, this has been a heck of a run these last few months. I think it was April or March when I started doing these, and I think we started doing stuff together a little after that. And you've been participating in the NJCAAE stuff for quite some time and been very supportive and as well as educational. I have learned a ton from you, sir. Very much. Ton.
Absolutely.
And, so I'll let you get the last word here, and then I'll send it off. Yeah, please.
Well, yeah, if anybody ever has any questions about anything, I mean, pretty easy to reach out to on Discord or on our Twitch page. The biggest thing, and it doesn't even have to be obviously Army National Guard related. I've been doing a lot of work with esports, and within building a community, it's absolutely the same. If you get the population of the nation and you cut a little donut hole in the center, that's what the Army National Guard is, and that's probably what your universities are as well, right? Very diverse group of people. So we're good with people because we are people, right? So if you guys ever need any help, any program out there, feel free to reach out.
Sergeant Flores, reach out to him if you have questions. He is an esports expert, an Army esports expert, Army National Guard. Thank you so much. I will hopefully see you tomorrow. We'll check in. I might have to watch some Joe here a few hours before and take some notes and learn how to play. And if you were just chiming in, just pulling up the stream, we've a few minutes away, 3 to 10 minutes, depending on getting the teams or the players ready for a Rocket League matchup tonight as our community event for the Army National Guard. Community event number 1 and community event number 2 is tomorrow with Sergeant Flores with some Warzone.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much. See you later.
Yeah, have a good one.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
We understand an upside-down world, but they're writing us off before we get to the starting line. A stalled generation? Who do you think is gonna fix all this? We will, because our future is the future. The next greatest generation is now.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables.
But last week, I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
We understand an upside-down world, but they're writing us off before we get to the starting line. A stalled generation? Who do you think is gonna fix all this? We will, because our future is the future.
Hello and welcome, Rocket League fans. We are here and we are live. A little NJCAAE action coming hot at you. That is the National Junior College Athletic Association, esports-wise. I guess it's kind of backwards for you guys. But regardless, I'm not the upset boat. I'm here with my man, Chef Billy. Billy, how are we doing today?
Oh, doing fantastic. Looking forward to a little bit of one-on-one action here. And I cannot wait to see what we get today. We've got a representative from Lincoln Land Community College. That'll be IBU. And then we've got Pain Thriller coming out of Dallas College, the coach for their team. So all pride on the line here, all for fun, all for a little bit of a community night here, having a little bit of fun with this. This isn't going to be your standard night. I'm going to be roasting people on their plays and their whiffs and having a lot of fun with this tonight. But, we are sponsored by the Army National Guard and really enjoyed the interview that Bubba had with Sergeant Flores, the newly promoted Sergeant Flores. My dad was in the Army 34 years. I was in the Navy for 4 years myself. And my son's birthday is today. He's 19 and he just got out of boot camp not too long ago. So big, strong military presence here on my side. And I cannot thank them enough for sponsoring us and thanking everybody for their service out there. But it is time to have some Rocket League.
Absolutely, yes. Again, huge shout out to the Army National Guard and shout out to Sergeant Flores. Like you mentioned last time we interviewed him, here is Corporal Flores, just constantly moving up in the world. Over there is Sergeant Flores, and you can too over there at the Army National Guard. 1v1, like you said, that's IBU, the captain player for the Lincoln Land Community College. That's LLCC. Looking at Pain Thriller, the coach here. So old man coming out of retirement here. Can't play in the National Junior College Athletic Association, but can definitely coach it. We'll see how Pain Thriller goes.
I mean, I love one. It's fun because it's instantaneous owns. I mean, there's got to be a lot of smack talking going on. The in-game chat could be going hot and heavy, but we'll see. IBU, the captain for Lincoln Land Community College, going up against the coach, and the coach getting the shot, the steal out of the aerial, and absolutely slams it home. That's a beauty of a shot.
Yes, it is. This is Lincoln Land representing out of Springfield, Illinois. Pain Thriller. coming out of Dallas College. I'm going to take a wild stab and say that Dallas is down there in Texas. The North versus South action. Love to see it. 15 seconds in, and this is Pain Thrill already scoring first. IBU doing some fancy stuff off the wall. There's the double tap for the century. Maybe even goes to a triple tap, even if the third one may not have been necessary.
I mean, this is great aerial work, great singular coverage here. It absolutely goes over the top. Caught the coach with the pants down there and goes over the top of him. And yep, that's a beautiful work there.
Absolutely, yeah. So the old man doesn't have the moves anymore. Who knows? Back on the offense. Here's Pain Thriller. Just got scored against once. That's IBU railing in a second, low and slow as they go here, Shep.
Yeah, I mean, just a little unfortunate touch here from, a whiff there from Pain Thriller. And IBU closes in on the garbage in front of the goal there. And, yep, that's exactly what you don't want to see if you are Dallas College there.
That's exactly what. So this is IBU, Lincoln Land, active player. Showing out a little bit. It's been a couple of different mistakes, but that is also one. So you just get so heavily punished for any mistakes. That's a solid little run, and just like that, Pain Thriller gets just a little bit to the inside of your IBU captain from Lincoln Land. Just like that. 45 seconds, 44 seconds technically are done, but tied up. Might as well be a 0-0. Might be 10-10.
Well, I mean, we're looking at Pain. Pain was a Supersonic legend in one season, and IBU Grand Champion 2 or 3. So not that big of a difference between the two of them, but there is that little bit of extra coming out of the coach here. So, coach might be a little bit rusty. Nice save in front of the goal, though, and a double touch there. So we'll see if he's able to get out of the goal there and be able to start getting the other way. Looks like IBU is going to take it back to zone in, but now it's going to have to be defending the goal.
Solid defense, offense right there. Tap, and back and forth. Pain Thriller still on the offense. Some impressive aerial performances there, but now BU looking to get on the offense themselves. The shot to the middle, the young man puts it up. It's a fantastic stop by our coach, Pain Thriller.
Well, he does get the mega here and has, oh my goodness, that is a heck of a intercept there from the coach coming in. Showing the player how it's done, but, having to get back for that mega. Nice little stop there, so, a little bit of side action going on here. Shot on goal, what a save from Pain Thriller. We'll see if IBU can start closing the gap here.
Yeah, it's been mostly Pain Thriller playing the defense right here. IBU puts this up and can't get to it after bad positioning down bottom. Young player putting up another one. And I keep saying young player because, of course, this is the National Junior College Athletic Association. All of the colleges involved are only the freshmen and sophomore. So, you come straight out of high school, looking at 19, 20-year-olds at the absolute max.
I think I've got a college here nearby that's part of the NJCAAE. I think. I'm not exactly sure. I think college.
With any sense they are.
With any sense they are.
With any sense they are.
Well, yeah. I think that College of the Ozarks is a member of that association. But, what we do see here is a 1-goal lead here for the young player from Lincoln Land. Taking the coach to task, but there's a long-range shot. Not going to find joy there, but there's the follow-up.
That inspires joy if you're a Dallas College fan. The old man, they said he was washed up. They said he had nothing left. That's Pain Thriller. Coming on in here. 105 kilometers per hour. I'm going to mark it down. That's our fastest tonight. I'm going to say it's going to be the fastest for this first game, but not the fastest of all 3 games. This is, of course, a best of 5. Other than the 1v1 standard Rocket League rules here.
105 kilometers per hour equates to about 68 miles an hour. And there's a number 1 for next door. That's 54 miles an hour. So nice work out of them. They get the go-ahead goal here, and we're hitting halftime here, and the goals keep on pouring in. They kind of get on little mini streaks here, FBI, and I want to see if the young player IBU is going to be able to answer back in a hurry.
So far, it's been a lot of back and forth, like we said, just the punishment of aggression, the punishment of mistakes, and that's another one right there, just past halftime. And Pain Thriller going on a little bit of a run, showing that even these old dogs learn new tricks.
Oh, that ground pinch was absolutely disgusting.
Absolutely
I love to see it.
Oh, yeah. 9 seconds past halftime. Ooh, this is, if IBU has anything left. Oh, man, so has something left, but so does Pain Thriller. Back on the outside, picking up megas and more. Pain Thriller wisely using his boost throughout all that. Gives up, I think, 2 megas right there. It doesn't matter. Still had about a 50 or 60 left in there. Did not burn it up. Now back to the middle once again. The punishment of mistakes here. Doubling up on the young buck here is Pain Thriller against IBU.
Nope, Ibu got a little bit caught out there in the aerial 50, and yeah, the coach once again just absolutely punishes him for it. There's a hat trick lead for the coach from Dallas College, Pain Thriller, taking it to the young man here, and Ibu needs to really come back and figure out what they want to do here in these ones. You know, kind of calling out and trying to own the old man here and see what they can do. I know what that feels like being an old man myself, but it's okay.
And esports definitely feel like that. And boom, just a little up and down, puts it right in front of IBU's face. Pain Thriller rocks in another one here. You mentioned it earlier. It's what the hat trick of a lead, and now that's the hat trick of lead +1. Just a wild thing to say here, Billy.
It's impossible to really gauge how these games are going to go. I mean, it just depends on the pure raw mechanical skill. I mean, the game sense, you know, plays a little bit into it, but it really comes down to how do you win these 50-50 challenges. That's going to be a screamer into the upper 90. Good Lord, that is a fantastic shot from distance.
Yeah, we knew that these were going to be high scoring, but last goal we broke double digits between these two with 90 seconds left on the pace that we're scoring here. Pain Thriller, coach out of Dallas, going to be hitting double digits just by themselves here. Next 30 seconds or so, 45 or so. Again, punishment of mistakes right here. My God, IBU also. If we're actually like talking strategic a little bit, right? Pain Thriller simply utilizing their time. 105 kilometers an hour on that one. Pain Thriller simply utilizing their time and getting this boost whenever they can, whenever this ball is already going where they want it to be. IBU, on the other hand, is kind of taking time to pick up boost when they really need to be defending, and otherwise just leaving goalposts open.
Oh no, that could be another punished mistake right there. Nope. Definitely not going to get punished on that one. There's a nice little flip reset coming out of the coach. Nice defensive play there. Let's see if he's going to try and go a little bit fancy here on the goal, but nope. It's just all business all the time from the coach. There's number 10. Oh, my word. Pain Thriller absolutely taking Ibu to the woodshed here in our first game.
Seriously, taking out the belt and everything. Teaching the young man a lesson here. I'm making him respect his elders.
Get off my lawn!
There you go. And I should say, we're going to continue memeing and having fun, but I actually have no idea actually how old Pain Thriller is, so he could definitely be a coach and be younger, like not even be technically of age of, like to go to school, I believe. I mean, coaches are obviously lauded for their coaching talent. So, it's been absolutely... wow, yeah. The second half of this game, a lot less even-handed than the second. Right. But Pain Thriller, once again, demanding respect and getting it so far.
I mean, this is turning a bit one-sided, to say the least. I mean, I hope we don't get the quadruple lead here in the last 45 seconds of it. Ibu needs a goal in a hurry. That's going to be number 12, though, unless he's got a great flip. He does! And he might be able to get back and challenge. That's a great flip reset to get a little bit of boost there and get on the mega.
Yeah, getting back onto the corner. Decent attempt at the takeaway, but that's also just so hard to get done in Rocket League, especially something like that. You're coming up slow at it. You have to go fast. You have to bite up at this one. Ooh. IBU taking this one out. Plenty of boost with which to do it, though. Now that's going to be that's going to be the chain of goals taken in by the Orange squad by Pain Thriller, at least stopped for right now. Now, we're not going to see 7 scores in 15 seconds. It's been a fast-scoring game, but even that is ridiculous, even for ones. Pain Thriller's taking game number 1, but still best of 5.
Yep, it's a salve for the wound and a little bit of confidence going into game number 2. And I really want to see what does Ibu have in the back pocket coming into this next game, because that is triple the lead that he's got right now. And I mean, yeah, just a little whiff there and absolutely punished. Going Misky there, right there by the coach. So yeah, a little bit of disparity in the mechanics there from the two players, but as I always say, it is looking like it is going to be very quick end here to this. Just grab the ball, GG's, go to next game.
Yeah, just a fun community event, but one-sided it is indeed. A little bit of rolling, some perfect Wow. Okay. Yep.
Wow.
Just putting on a little bit of clinic and the goal to go put it in the doggy bag and take it home.
Isn't the aluminum foil swan coming out of the restaurant there is what I really want to know. Because, yeah, that was just taken all the way down. That's fun. So, 13-4 win there for the coach from Dallas College. Had a lot of fun against the youngster there. Seeing that the coach is in their mid-20s. So, yeah. I mean, comparatively, esports talking, he's an old man.
Yeah, it's decrepit. It's just basically turning into you've seen Indiana Jones, right? At the end of the third one, just basically turning into dust at that point, and their mid-20s, given that they're working in esports.
Thanks.
But yeah, no, hey, I'll be 30 in January, man. I'll be 30 in January. I get plenty of it. But 13-4 tells me that they always say everything's bigger in Texas. Looks like the age disparity as well as the score disparity going to be showing up here between these two players. Lincoln Land again coming out of Springfield, Illinois.
Well, I mean, Dallas College, probably in Dallas. I'm gonna just go out there with you on that limb. We'll die on that hill if we have to. But yeah, the coach.
Nobody's told me otherwise. So.
Yeah, the coach taking the captain to task there, a 9-goal win, and we'll see what happens going into game number 2. Hopefully, Ibu will be able to mount a comeback and take the coach to the shed themselves.
Yeah, we would love to see some more even-handed games, maybe even a game 4 and 5. But at the end of the day, Ibu, after game 1, thanking his lucky stars that he's going to be playing in a junior college association. That there's no graduate programs, right?
I mean, yeah, that's a good take if I ever heard one. Oh, trying to go behind the play there. Nice mechanics there, being able to check that against the grain shot. And Ivy might come out the gate with the first goal. Nice save from Painthriller.
Yeah, and that's actually going to be the first demo of this. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's the first one. Young man's fired up.
So would love to see more of that, honestly, especially given the the competitive nature of the 1v1s, right?
Oh! Yep, I thought it was
going. What a read by Painthriller. Fantastic stuff. Now, Ibu has just simply respected Painthriller a lot more. I mean, there's a certain point last game that that was almost a perfect spin top move right there coming off the wall. And there's another demo. Get 2 seconds, but mega after mega is really required. But the trajectory is looking like this. Up and over. Not a whole lot. Tries to take it right under. That's like the basketball shot through the legs. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we call it a nutmeg in soccer, and he tried to nutmeg the unwitting coach there. A little bit of a mystery flip there. Nice shot in. That's beautiful mechanics coming out of Ibu, and takes the 1-0 lead here in game number 2.
Yeah, that what a flashy way to do it as well, right? Just a tiny little tap against the coach here, Painthriller, and that's going to be enough to make sure that he simply cannot get there.
I mean, I tell you what, this is what I've been casting Rocket League for a little while now, and some of the more experienced casters that I've been with, yourself included, have told me you can be as mechanically gifted as you want, but your skill in the 1v1s and these 50s is what it's all about. And Ibu is absolutely upping the aggression level here against the coach and gets a shot on goal. What a save from Painthriller once again.
Yeah, just in ones, you're going to be focusing on demos like we've seen Ibu take. He just took a demo right off this. Painthriller is literally coming off of a demo right now. And that big boost right there, that big is the first bit of boost he takes off, except for one tiny little 12 pad out there. You know what I'm saying? So, really, this is Ibu reading exactly what it is that he needed to do, and now utilizing that here. Obviously, in 1v1s, you're going to focus on these demos a lot more, but the reason why you play these is an awareness situation. Almost gets to it. IBU stretching out the glove on this one, cannot stop.
I felt that so many times in actual soccer myself. The whiff coming through, and I think he did get a little touch, but it had such venom behind it that he just couldn't get enough on it. FBI. That is a beautiful comeback goal from the coach.
Yep. A little too much mustard on that hot dog. Can't stop it. There it is coming. Another little shot up and over. That's a little back play. Painthriller also has kind of been putting these up as if he's going to be able to get easy double taps on that, and it's just not going to happen in these 1v1s. At least not that often, as I say that. An impressive one coming out right there. What was it, 614 score already from the coach?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good so far. Definitely showing the mechanics off there FBI. So I tell you what, this is starting to turn into a little bit of a barn burner.
Yeah, no, it really is. Game 2 looking a lot more competitive through these two. Maybe getting a little winded right here as the coach, right? And working the cardio.
Maybe that heart rate got it up a little bit too high for the old man, and not being able to keep the fingers on the controller as well.
Maybe so. Something's happening, because this game is, I mean, we just came out with a 13-4 walloping from this Orange player from Plane Thriller against IBU. And first little bit that was anything but almost the attempted flip reset over the side, trying to get 2 or even 3 hits on this, not going to happen as easily. This would have been another open goal situation, as these ones are. There's Plane Thriller down the bottom.
Yep, he whiffed on the aerial 50 and takes his frustration out on the coach there after the goal is scored. You love to see that. He's like, man, screw you.
Yeah, there you go. But soccer, like you were saying, I think that'd be a yellow or red card, something like that, at least. I'm pretty sure when explosions are involved, it's a red card automatically. I'm not sure.
I mean, in real soccer, I think that's definitely a red card. I'm going to go ahead and agree with you on that one, and also
demolishing the other person. I'm going to say that's against the rules. It's egregious. There you go. It's also egregious. If you're a Dallas College fan, is the tying up situation that IBU has now gotten into here. You know, they say that youth is wasted on the young, but IBU is using it very well.
Right, and just absolutely outplayed the coach there. These kickoffs, I mean, really going into these, IBU starting to get the read on where the coach is going and really taking advantage of these one situation. Now, a little bit of air dribble coming out of the coach. He's going to get a shot on goal. No!
Oh, got to put your readers on for that one. Got to line those up well.
The readers, huh? Wow. Wow. Okay.
Oh.
We're turning this into an age gap here.
Yeah.
Ski going out.
There's nobody outside my grandmother that says the readers, right? The glasses, everyone else.
Yeah, I just had to get glasses, so I feel that stingingly, personally, they're FBI. That's just mean.
I'll be there soon. Delaying that, definitely taking out my own insecurities about aging on this game. I'm really glad to be doing it with you. Back to the middle. Plane Thriller. There you go. Little top spin there on the end. I'm not talking ball. It's it fancy. Takes it to the bottom, and it gets what movie was that? When they, well, I can't remember the movie. Anyway, it looks really cool.
I mean, I love it. I love it. A little bit of a hood grind there going into the goal. And 1-goal lead, 75 seconds left here, and IB has really made this a lot more competitive. Definitely playing a slower game here. And oh my God, that's a shot and a half, but what a save from IBU. Might be able to get on the end of this.
Yep, there you go. Again, just the walking the dog there at the end. IBU tying this one up completely. We saw 17 scores last game. 17. 13 of those, of course, for Plane Thriller. There's only 8 in this one with 60 seconds left, and no lead. No lead whatsoever.
I'm digging it. I wanted to see this be competitive, and we have been obliged. That's a great kickoff win for IBU. Will they be able to get this into the goal? What a comeback from the coach there. Absolutely screaming back on defense, and now will IBU be able to get back in front of the goal?
Good job getting this one out. Yeah, great job getting this one out and away. Plane Thriller back on up the outside, and IBU once again just cuts this one away. Looking like IBU is honestly going to be completely content taking this to overtime, or at least playing the defense out for right now. The shot there, IBU's got to burn everything to get to it, but gets that one out the way of sorts of damage. Plane Thriller there picks up Mega. Now IBU on a run again, can't get to that one and taking the lead at 15 seconds.
Even with the boost star coming from the coach there, just a great touch. Picks up the little 12-patter, a little butter pad on the fly there, and gets a nice goal. That is 15 seconds left on the clock there, FBI, and a 1-goal lead. This might be the young man coming back.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a defensive situation for IBU at this point. He realizes that, okay, turned around, was actually willing to give this one away. Now a hit, that's a shank off to the left side. That's going to bounce towards this middle, having to get to it. Now another bouncing play out to it. That's a roller, and that's a 5-4 comeback here for IBU. We have purchased ourselves some more Rocket League.
Oh, I love to see it. I love to see it. I love the comeback. I love the little micro adjustments that IBU made there in the second game, not being as aggressive defensively, kind of letting the play come to them. Coach kind of got stymied a little bit, and they were getting a lot more breakaway chances with the overcommitment that was coming out of IBU, but IBU has changed their tactics quite drastically and has found good purchase with it. So now we got, a very complicated 0-0 tie now. And we'll see who is going to come out on top. Let's see if the coach has something in the back pocket that the young man doesn't know what's coming towards him. We'll see, as we head into game number 3. But that's a great reel in. Instead of letting this get out of hand. So, full credit to the young man from Lincoln Land Community College out of Springfield, Illinois. Mm-hmm. I can talk. Words do fail me every once in a while, and this is one of those times. It's my age.
There you go. Not an excuse that Painthrower is going to be able to use. Not even 4 seconds in. That is going to be not our fastest goal, but our quickest goal, if that makes sense. The least amount of time between a neutral situation and a goal. 4 seconds. IBU taking the advantage early.
You'll love to see it. But that's a great win there from the coach here. So, yeah, look, IBU's ready to go back defensively. See, he's going to get him the 50 here. He does win the 50. Oh, look at the mechanical skill, though, coming from the coach.
Have a whiff around. He's been looking for his tail on that one, and that's just a perfect takeaway. But yet again, just the angle a little bit too off. I thought it was going to be too high. Pain Thriller, racking him up, putting him down. This guy tied at score here, 1-1, about 30 seconds in.
Well, this is going to be a back and forth affair. I have a feeling. I think that there's finally got that feeling out period done and dusted. I think they're feeling nice and warmed up now. They're ready to go. They're going to get all their tricks and whistles going into this next match. So this should be, I think, the most competitive of the matches that we're going to see so far.
Nice hit. Now the comeback to it. Fantastic stuff. Little shank and poke right there. Hit the defender, whip it around, and no boost necessary for something like that. Perfect stuff. Gets about as centered as it's going to get as well. 40 seconds into this one. Doubled up, but no real advantage here for Pain Thriller. Again, that was Pain Thriller on a roll, 13-4 in game number 1. Got a comeback there for IBU at 5-4 in game number 2. Shot up, can't get to it. Pain Thriller on a little bit of roll as well. Again.
Definitely feeling that almost 70 miles an hour on that goal there. So
106.
That is fantastic work.
Previous fastest was 105 kilometers per hour. That was 106. Pain Thriller getting to that one like a Sunday morning buffet.
I know that feeling very well for various reasons. My chubby cheeks notwithstanding. We'll see if IBU can do anything going into this next offensive little spurt here. Yep, I think you should be able to bury that one home. B does.
There you go. IBU getting to there like the release of the new graphics cards. I don't know. I'm just trying to keep it to age here. Wow. Oh, man. Fantastic stuff, though. Fantastic stuff. Never have I ever waited up for a graphics card, though. I can't, games, yes. Never hardware, if that makes sense. Well, I guess the Xbox 360 does a long time ago.
Donkey? Hello. Whoa. Dunkin' Donuts on the coach there.
Yeah, and,
right? Yeah. Hi. That's up close and personal, and that's the equalizer in quite fantastic fashion.
What was it? Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall that's like Humpty Dumpty sat on his hands if you're Pain Thriller. Couldn't get there, couldn't get anything done. Had plenty of opportunity. Nothing shown. Tied up situation.
It's a nice little touch to the corner, though.
Yeah, that was mostly, that was just used to wing this one out and kind of get it away from the source of danger for the time being, but it was requiring of a follow-up defensive shot. A follow-up defensive shot he got. Now, back on over to the other side. A little bit out, but a smart job by IBU. Not using his boost until he was certain he was going to be able to score, because now he has plenty to get back and go on to the defense with. First demo here from Pain Thriller.
How do you go in here? Oh, the Muskie!
Nicely done. Almost enough. Gonna have another shot at this one. That one's gonna be a little bit too high. Yep. That one's gonna be a little bit too.
Oh.
Both of
Nani.
them too high.
Nani.
Yeah, right. A nice attempt at the takeaway right there, but IBU will be able to get to this one back. That was a smart job by Fainthriller actually not hitting this one, because that would have started this offensive push like much more over the other side, and he was going the exact opposite way. Whipping around, turns the walker around on that one.
the geriatric slide there. We'll call it that. And the shot goal's gonna find a worm burning shot in the far post. That's beautiful work out of IBU.
Yeah, so that's like what, like it feels like the 20th goal right now that has come off the back of the takeaway, you know, just the capitalization of a mistake when one player just gets a little bit too aggressive, really tries for it right here, and this ball just gets to traveling so fast that if it hits a bad angle, whoever is just on the offense is not going to have a good time when this ball reverberates into wall a couple times.
I see what you're doing here, Painter. I see what you're doing!
Almost it. That's going to be a great pinch for IBU, actually. Pick up a big boost on the way. You're in charge for some fantastic offense until you let the roller out to the left side, get a bad angle. Just like that. That is almost teeing it up perfectly. Turns to the left side. IBU gets past him, and breaking ankles and more.
Oh my gosh, that's ultimate disrespect on that goal there. Yeah. It's 12 miles an hour. It just stops the momentum almost completely dead. Just says, yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, IBU has time to make a sandwich while watching this one go all the way in, and a front row seat as well. 5-3. 109 seconds left in this one. 2-score lead is the biggest that IBU has garnered so far. Almost a false start there for Fainthriller. He didn't set an alarm, Chef Billy.
I mean, you're used to seeing these old people get up really early in the morning. Maybe it's really late at night and just had a little snooze there. I mean, it is 7:30 on the East Coast, so it might be the bedtime there.
There you go. Time to eat the Jell-O. You know, changes your nighttime clothes.
It's tapioca.
Oh my. Painthriller got him back out to this one. Rice pudding on his mouth, maybe, but that was still a fantastic shot.
Rice pudding. Oh, what a shot coming in from Painthriller. Definitely feeling the crunch right now and seeing if they can be able to work something in the corner. Steals the mega out and might be able to go back the other way with an air dribble, perhaps.
I like what Painthriller was doing there. He was angling his car so that if he was able to hit ground and ball got there at the same time, then that rolls back like it just did, and then it takes a fantastic angle off the wall, and this just set this one up all day long, especially because he knows he can hit IBU right here, and this is already on a good angle. That is some 3D chess right there. That's looking into the future while having a fantastic grasp of the past.
Kind of like Star Trek Next Generation. 3D chess all day long. But, you know, it's a 2-goal lead right now. Just a minute left now. Looking for a little bit of a run. We've seen the coach here get on a couple of those, and we're looking for one of those right now. Otherwise, it's going to be match point for the captain from Lincoln Land Community College.
Yeah, so 45 seconds to go. A defensive stance has to be assumed at some point. But if IBU takes this one, then that just makes this all the sweeter. Yes, ones are incredibly fast and loud. But we've only seen Painthriller really utilize a single demo so far, if I remember right. That simply has to come in right here as this offense does.
Oh, it gets a great the shot. It's saved off the goal line. IBU absolutely playing with fire there, and now has the reverse coming the other way. 10 seconds left. This is going to be IBU's game unless there's a quick score and a goal.
Some fantastic handling, but with that shank up to the top right there, doesn't matter if he scores on this one as well, even with the goal to go. That is your Lincoln Land Community College Capitan coming in. That's IBU striking twice in games 2 and 3. And like you said, putting now this the geriatric coach over here on match point.
Yeah, definitely taking the tennis balls off the walker there. Kind of a little geriatric prank there.
Turbo mode, yeah.
Yeah, a little turbo mode. And yeah, we'll need to see a little bit of arthritis medicine going into the gears of the chassis for the coach here, but we'll see. We'll see if Ibu can close this out, or are we going to see a game number 5 here in our community event here, presented by the Army National Guard. And I tell you what, I'm looking forward to this next one because, you know, Ibu maybe having a little bit of youthful confidence going into game number 4. We might see the coach bring out more demos. We might see him absolutely start breaking ankles and bring the A game. We'll see what happens coming up next.
Yeah, I really would love to see that. Pain Thriller coming on out here. This is not a time to do 55 on the interstate, okay? This is not a time to preach about getting there eventually and getting there alive. This is life or death. This is undying glory here on the line. Maybe some other things as well. We weren't confirmed on pricing and whatnot. IBU getting it too high, but doesn't get high. Oh my God! What a fantastic handling right there. Young whippersnapper getting out to it, but the angle, oh, that is not just barely too much. IBU kind of gets blessed after a fantastic fight.
Well, he also gets absolutely stymied there, gets the bump. Actually goes in favor of Ibu, and, you know, I want to see, you know, what does the coach have left in the tank here to be able to get back, because this could be a cut shot opportunity.
That was about it right there. This game now kind of looking a little bit reminiscent of our game number 2, where it was quite a while before anybody scored. I believe that was about 58 seconds or 60 seconds in that one. And that's the same situation that we're looking at as I speak these words. Back out to the outside. Pain Thriller there, rolling on down to the bottom. Stopped right there, but that did send IBU just absolutely flowing off to the left side. And not really a whole lot offensively for Pain Thriller there. Oh man, expected him to go high, he goes low.
Yep, broke your ankles there, didn't you, coach? I mean, that's a snap if I ever heard one.
Osteoarthritis. He just wants to fly.
Somebody get the coach some aspirin because that's gotta hurt.
Oh yeah, some icy hot. Tylenol something. That should hurt after that one. Minute 20. IBU the only one who scored in this one. Again, a much slower game than has been. IBU does not get to that one. Excuse me. Roll back the tape right here. The VCR, the Betamax. Roll back the Betamax, right?
Wow.
The vast majority of will have no idea what I just meant by that.
I don't think they knew what a VCR was either, to be honest. I remember having to set that thing.
VCRs we had. I was past the Betamax competition now.
I had a Betamax. I had an 8-track player too. We will just not talk about that anymore. Wow. Even with the whiff on the kickoff there, FBI Pain Thriller did not feel any pain in that one, and gets ultimate joy. Nice worm burner, dead center almost, and that's a 1-goal lead. 3.5 minutes left. We might be looking at game number 5 if he can get on another roll like we've seen him do all night long.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That's a perfect play. That's a pop-up, and it gives him plenty of time to come on and take a couple of these small dots as well as bring this out. Mega on the side. This is a fantastic position. A weaker pop play here from IBU. A little bit on a run. Shank out to the left side. Gives him plenty of time, and IBU's not going to have any boost to come in and do this with. He has boost. He could have cut this, you know, much quicker from his left side to the right side to get on the correct side of this ball, and then go at it. That's going to be too high. That's not going to be in, but that one is.
Oh, goodness. And that's just mechanical giftness right there. I mean, just the miscue over the top and gets absolutely buries it home. 52 miles an hour on that goal. So, nice little splash at the end. That's a 2-goal lead. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left for Lincoln Land's captain to get back in this match.
Yeah, not far away from this by any means. This is not like the same, 9-goal lead that we saw in game number 1 by any means. Completely surmountable and plenty of time with which to do it. A solid hit. That's going to at least force the hand of the defender. Does get there, but a weak hit it was. And now, yeah, boost starvation is the name of the game for IBU until that reverb goes the right way. If you're a fan of Dallas College. Now a hit to the outside. Still got some to it. Big Meg on the side. And there's another demo here from IBU up and over, and that's gonna be Pain Thriller just not getting there in time. I believe he had enough boost to actually get there. He spawned in at time. 131 is gonna top the charts for fastest.
Oh yeah, that is 81 miles an hour, my friend, and that is a screamer going in. I don't care how much boost you got. That's got to be pre-jumped and just a hope and a prayer, and there was nothing there doing for Pain Thriller.
Yeah. 81 miles an hour, I do believe that is breaking every speed limit in the country as well, outside of a couple places in the Midwest that don't have speed limits. So,
Montana does not have some speed limits along I-90.
Some of the interstates,
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Pain Thriller looking for the go-ahead goal again. Give them that scary lead, that as I call it, the 2-goal lead in Rocket League. Ivy really starting to pour the pressure on, though, starting to control these megas as well. Nice aerial there, but now Pain Thriller out of boost. Oh, Ibu.
Oh, nice. Yeah, puts Hood down on that one and just changes the angle just that perfect amount right there. Now he's got plenty of boost, picking up things on the outside. There's a mega as well. IBU burning a little bit to get to this one. But that is going to be worth it because, again, force the hand of this defender. Back on up. Dribbling up to it. Easy hit and burned a lot less boost to get there as well. This is a W right now for Pain Thriller until he burns that trying to get out to it. Dangerous. Never mind. Champion play here from Pain Thriller.
Absolutely zero boost for him, though. He does get the mega, but now Ibu's on the attack here, is having to throw himself at the ball, trying to get this equalizer on net. And now, yeah, it's back defending once again. Nice little shimmy off into the corner there. And I mean, I want to see Ibu. I mean, you won the last 2 games. You're on a bit of a streak here. Let's see what you can do in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, this really is crunch time, and this is 1v1s too. If they even line it up again, it's reasonable to, like, even if you line up at like 2 seconds, it's reasonable to believe that this ball can be held aloft by 2 members who wanted to stay there. That's a shot, but not the follow-up. IBU so close to a tie, you can taste the cloth. Oh, and again, that was a slap down play that was easy, but as it is, that's a roller that would have just only gone to rack up the Dallas College coach at a longer scoreline. Just like that, though, we have what, a 4-13 barn burner in game number 1, where the coach just kind of comes out and reads in the song of his people, right? A 9-goal lead right there. Then comes out 5-4 for IBU, the 1-goal differential right there. Does something similar in game number 3, Chef Billy, the 6-4. And the 6-1, if you remember, came in the last like 10 seconds or so. So this was really looking, we were staring on the barrel of that 5-4 as well. Coming back, the far and away, this lowest scoring game in this, where it was 5 total scores, the previous is 9, okay? Like that was your game number 2. 9 total scores in this one, 5 in this one, so just under half in this. And again, a squeaking all the way through with only a 1-goal disparity.
Well, I mean, that's what we wanted. We wanted to see game 5 here, and we're going to get it. So, it comes down to who has the nerve in the last 5 minutes here. I'm going to even throw it out there that we're going to overtime in this. I'm feeling it. I'm looking into my crystal ball, and I think that we're going to go ahead and see overtime here because neither one of these 2 gentlemen want to lose here. Obviously, age over beauty, and the coach wants to go ahead and have their rice pudding snacks at the end.
There you go. They're a day in the sun right here. I like it. We are, and of course, so yeah, you're predicting the overtime, which means that even if Pain Thriller lost, they would still come in and have far and away the higher goal differential, right? Because there was 9 over in the first one. There's only been, 4 goals up to this point as a differential. Now getting game 5, first 4 seconds in, tied up with our quickest, but again, the fastest was 131 kilometers.
I mean, you love to see it. Now let's see if there's going to be an answer coming in from Pain Thriller. And, won the last game in a thriller, 3-2. I think it's all about managing your positioning. And getting demoed is not the way to go.
Yeah, maybe Pain Thriller kind of going the wrong way down a one-way street right there. Kind of bringing it back towards his side. And IBU is going to take that all day long. a demo and now another offense. Nice stop right there. Solid stop. And go across the side. Didn't even have to touch it twice right there. Only once towards the beginning, and there you go again. Gotta check your mirrors.
But the respawn actually goes in favor of Paythriller. No! The last second touch after the respawn just pops the ball directly up in front of the goal. That is unfortunate for Paythriller. Now, 2-goal lead here, almost a minute off the clock. I want to see the coach start pulling out these SSL tricks and tools of the trade and take it to this young buck out of Lincoln Land Community College.
Oh, that young buck out of Lincoln Land Community College. They got no respect these days. They got no respect. That was a solid shot and a miss, and that's the first for Paythriller. Purchased just as easily as that.
Well, that's exactly what you want to see. I mean, that's just filth. That's just filth. Absolutely caught IBU flat-footed. And, yeah, I mean, that's a pretty goal. It's a pretty goal.
Yep. It really is. I mean, that was perfect up. We got the kind of the side shot on that one. If IBU was just a tiny bit lower on this, would have at least gotten a hit that almost certainly would have redirected this one out of the way of the source of danger. As it is, minute 20 into this one, and a close game we have on our hands yet again.
I'm kind of surprised that Paythriller has not gone more of the aggressive physical route.
Yeah,
because we've seen IBU
right?
absolutely demoing on when they have a shot to do it, and the coach has played a lot more clean game, and I respect it. I just think that they're getting a little bit diffed in these physical encounters.
I have to 100% agree with you, and the thing is, the thing about demos and big bumps, even not even big bumps, we've seen tiny bumps take the advantage right there, as well as now that's a tie there, Paythriller. Back to the point, I just feel like these big bumps and demos can literally just create situations, create opportunities where you just can't see it. You can't see the forwards for the trees on those until that player is simply gone. You literally have this entire pitch to yourself. That is something that IBU is taking advantage of, and this happens, and then, you can't always read trajectory perfectly, as it is. It's just simply a situation they've opened up for himself multiple times now, and just like that, put up points on the board. As it is, though, it is tied. Back to it! Oh, man, he tried for the flashiness. Perhaps his better days are behind him.
I don't know. I mean, I see what he's trying to do here, and yeah, he just gets absolutely broke pain there.
And I'll say it because that is 100% just the flashy play attempt. Could have sat down bottom and at least whipped around or just back jumped into this. Yes, a little bit harder, but not necessarily for an SSL player.
Well, what the SSL player can do is get a tying goal here, but that's a great save from IBU. And now this might be a breakaway opportunity. Nice bump, though. There's the physicality from the young buck once again. And now, yep, here we go. Both have a nice amount of boost. Let's see how they go into this next challenge.
Yeah, that's IBU not going to give up another one of those easy. They just go sailing across his front where he gets a front row seat to the goal. Oh my God, he is! Right there, so close he can kiss it, and Paythriller ties this one up with another racking play. 106 is going to be tied for second fastest goal on stream today.
66 miles an hour for those of you guys using the Imperial measurements. And
not sure why you would.
Metrics is so much better. I mean, growing up in Canada, that was definitely how I learned my metrics. But tie game, just passing halftime here. Paythriller has a beat on the goal.
IBU coming out of left field on this one. Didn't see him quite on our angle, but still there. Still able to lock this one away. Up and over. Oh, almost cross-section right here.
Almost the section of the chassis there. I thought he was going to be able to cut that one back with a quickness, but just didn't have the angle on it. Now, oh my goodness, Paythriller, that's a beautiful move. Are you going to be able to get on the end? The bump! The bump!
So he comes in, ignores ball, even though trajectory is true, going for the hit right there. Again, he gets no respect. In this game of Rocket League, he gets no respect. The ball is bouncing towards their goal. I don't know. It's going towards my goal. I don't know. He gets no respect.
I mean, maybe he's trying to send a message later on down the line.
Later on down the line is 100 seconds from now, Rich Philly. But doesn't matter when you're able to tie those up like that. Fantastic stuff. 4-4 now. We are far away from our 5-goal total in game number 4.
Yep, we are looking at both these players getting some good defensive stops, also creating a lot more offensive opportunity. And Pain Thriller that time changed up the game plan on the kickoff. Instead of flying in with a little bit of a flip, going directly at Ibu and winning the face-off. And now we'll see with the Miski and the up 90. Nice save from Ibu, but ball still going with Pain Thriller. Going to have a second look at this.
Oh, yeah. Yep, just got way too far ahead of this one. You can see Pain Thriller kind of like judging this one as well, and like distance-wise. Right there, right before he jumps, he realized the Ibu is just simply too far ahead for where he is positioned left-wise. If he had, longitudinally and latitudinally, I think I said that right.
I'm gonna go with it. I'll allow it.
Appreciate it. There you go. No objection from the opposing counsel. Okay, I like it. 60 seconds left. IBU on a little bit of a run, but yeah, I think Pain Thriller has also just read these out so easily. He knows that.
Oh no!
Oh, you bad person!
No.
You bad person!
IBU did it
right
to him
in the
too.
Face, That's fair. That's fair. Just dangling the apple in front of the horse on this one.
Wow. Bleeding a couple extra seconds too.
Yeah, that is a good point.
2-goal lead, 48 seconds left to go here in game number 5. I called for an overtime. That might not be happening here unless Ibu has something to say about it. He does!
This is just a back and forth of disrespectful blows here, Chef Billy. Oh my god. Ibu literally puts this up, and the last little hit comes right here. Now, I'm not sure if that was a perfect read. Obviously, if Pain Thriller reads this like as it's coming in, flips up at it, and he's going to hit it wide right. But one way or another, I'm going to attribute to IBU just like literally putting that ball right on the nose of Pain Thriller right here, knowing that he can't even see it.
You're calling it the ultimate disrespect. Oh my god, that's a vicious aerial 50 there, and Pain Thriller comes out the better for him.
Yeah, no, really, he has. On a little bit of a run. Oh, that's a whiff all day long. And no boost to get back. IBU tying it up here with 21 seconds. We came down here and basically had a one and done. Now we got a 20-second drill coming in through here. Just outside of an overtime situation like you called, Chef Billy. The premonitions coming true at this point.
Maybe I am more prognostic than I thought. Somebody give me some lottery numbers, please.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. 14 seconds. IBU on the defense. First hit on this one. Now takes it defensively. At least posturing like he'll be down to hit the defensive position. No! IBU can't get there. 5 seconds left. Now, this isn't over exactly, Chef Billy, but you're going to have to win the 50 off the top, maybe even take a demo, like single bounce on last second situation, then reel it in?
I mean, either that or just error dribble. I mean, you got to get the ball up like that. There's 3 seconds. Going to have to play this off the carom and see what you can get out of it. IBU, no! The coach coming back after losing games 2 and 3, takes 4 and number 5 to take the win here in our community event. And that is some serious work. The Walker gang rise up and absolutely takes the win there.
There you go. Yeah. Like you said, age before beauty. Dallas College, the coach, is going to be taking this one all the way. 10 shots in the last, coming up with 5 saves as well. That's just indicative of how this was going back and forth. IBU not paying any respect to the age right here. Just kept taking him a task right across the front right here and just pouring a lot more into offense than either of them were willing to put up defensively. But the tale as old as time, and Pain Thriller knows it. The best defense is a good offense here in the great game of Rocket League. The classic saying is obviously flipped. But really, if you just spend all your time defense in Rocket League, you're just not going to make goals, and you have to take those to win here. Your Madden commentary coming out in the end.
I was not expecting that one from you, but I mean, it was a fantastic event here. Beautiful work from both the players, and you get bragging rights now if you are the coach from Dallas College, and now Lincoln Land Community College are going to have to go back with their tail between their legs.
Absolutely, they will. Pain Thriller taking it all the way in there. Again, undying honor and glory attained by them, putting down one of these young bucks and putting them in their place. Love to see it. This has been an incredibly fun event. This has been the NJCAAE Rocket League 1v1 community event that has been presented by the Army National Guard. Big shout outs to them. I want to shout out as well EMP Live Designs and our production staff, because without them, we are two just beautiful voices screaming away at a game in our rooms or whatnot. So we really do appreciate that. That's about it for me, though, Chef Billy. Do we have anything else for the good people before we bid them adieu?
Nope, it was just a fantastic night. Thanks for having us along here, and keep playing in your games. You can get better every day, and make sure that you guys take care of each other inside the game and out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have a good night, guys. We appreciate you watching.
Greatest generation is now.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives and led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
We understand an upside down world, but they're writing us off before we get to the starting line. A stalled generation? Who do you think is gonna fix all this? We will, because our future is the future. The next greatest generation is now.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.